Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Kelvin Bannerman. I'm the speaker for the Business House Junior Kumoru. I want to welcome everyone today to the online course Advisory Symposium. Before I begin, I shall share a word of prayer with us. Shall we pray? Our Lord and Master Jesus, we are grateful for this morning. We give you all the praise, we give you all adoration, Heavenly Father, to count ourselves among them living this wonderful morning. Then ask your presence as we discuss issues surrounding our majors. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Yeah, so once again, I want to welcome all of us to the online course Advisory Symposium 2020. And so this is actually a symposium that is held annually every year for incoming level 300. And so the main aim or the purpose of this symposium is to properly enlighten everyone as to the nitty-gritties or the the entirety of what the major is about. And so I'm sure some of us are already decided the course we want to major in, but then for majority of us, I can trust me, I know a lot of people are indecisive as of now. In fact, even after the semester begins, they still can't figure out which course they actually want to major in. So this course, this platform or forum would actually help us to know as to what we are getting into, the facts and figures. Most people have heard this, most people have heard that. So this morning we'll be privileged to have a senior lecturer from the finance department in the name of Dr. Chris, and also actually share with us the entirety of the program and the course and what it's about. And so before I introduce him, I would like to also share my personal experience. And I'm also in the Department of Finance. That's my major. And I'm really happy I made that decision, honestly. I don't know if I would have been able to choose any other major apart from that. So my personal experience, when this symposium was also held for me when I was coming to level 300, and it actually um, straightened my decision or made me more certain as to the reason why I want to major in finance. So finance basically is a very broad area where, unlike accounting, you have a standard where you could easily refer to and make any decision. But then when it comes to finance, there are a lot of models and it involves critical decision. So I think for finance, you need to really be prepared and you will love it. It makes a lot of sense. And when it comes to finance, then you talk about economics and you will learn so much and investment, working capital, and come on, you will enjoy it. Financial management is one course you would actually love to learn, and it makes you holistic. You don't become one-sided. You are involved. You be a business leader. You're involved in all aspects of the company. If you progress to the working field. So without much talk, let me invite
Hello, Emma. Mr. Banaman.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think I lost you somewhere.
Okay, I'm sure
And at a point you were going to do the invitation, then the line went off. So I
okay,
couldn't hear you again.
okay. But you can hear me now, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. All right, so in our midst, we have the president of the Business House Union Movement. He would like to address us on one or two issues. So shall we welcome Emmanuel Obi to Emmanuel Obi, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Good morning once again. I hope you're all doing well. Please, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can proceed.
Okay, yes, wonderful. So, yes, as the speaker rightly said, this is a program that is organized every year for level 300s to make informed decisions about the courses they will measure and which directly affects the future for them. And so, as he rightly said, I myself also participated in this forum and it helped me make my decision. I, some of us already know what we want to do in life. Some of us already even knew that before we came to universities. Our interest led us to those decisions. But for the others, it's a bit difficult because number one, you can either be because you have versatile, and so there's a lot of things that you like, and you like finance, you like accounting, you like marketing, and so that can be a difficult thing to choose. For other people, it's because you don't really know what exactly you are good at. You know, you are good small here, you're good small there, but then it's a bit difficult. And that's why this program itself is organized to help you make that decision and make the right one at that. And so the HODs, that's the head of department, are the ones who normally do the presentation and give you the pros and cons, what you have to do to best suit the courses you'd like to major in. And that's why they're the ones who normally do it. As we speak currently, he's in a meeting. He will be joining us very soon. But until then, Mr. Speaker will be here to hold the fort. And if you have any questions regarding finance or anything, just you can raise up your hand politely and then you ask the question when he calls you. And then he'll answer it as best as he can until the HOD himself is present. Now, this symposium is going to be organized throughout this week. It's going to be 10 a.m. every morning, and the timetable will be released after this program. So you see what we have tomorrow, what we have on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. We're going to do that for all the courses, so marketing, accounting, finance, HR, insurance, all of them. And so I'd advise that we all join all of them, and so we see what each and every HOD has to say about the particular course he's lecturing in. And so based on what you know, what you hear from their disposition, then you can decide on, okay, I myself would like to go for marketing. I myself would like to go for finance. I myself would like to go for accounting. And like I said, this is very imperative to what you become in future. You see, we've had so many cases of students making their decision based on the mere fact that their friends are doing it. So I'm doing accounting because um, Kweku is doing accounting. I'm doing accounting because AC is doing accounting. Or I want to join finance because the finance has a lot of my friends there. Or some people even based it based on the number of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can hear.
some people even base a decision on based on the number of ladies that are there in the class. Trust me, it's a thing. It really is a thing. Whereas some people base a decision on the number of ladies. They presumably assume that if there's this specific number of ladies, it means that particular course is quite easy, which is not the case, I must confess. There's no such thing as an easy course. Every one of them comes with their perks, the good, the bad, the evil. You understand? I want to lie to you. Don't worry about the timetable will be released. And so you see the various HOGs that are taking those courses and then the times we have for them. As we speak, we are live on YouTube. The link will be shared to your various WhatsApp groups, and so you can share it to your friends. So they can also watch us live. And whatever questions they have to ask, they can ask us there. We have a moderator there, and he will bring the questions here for the HOD to answer, and then we will all be sorted out. So kindly exercise patience, and I'll leave you in the careful, big, and well-caring hands of the speaker. And if there's anything, just use your hand politely, and we'll be here for you. Thank you so very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely day.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We are honored to have you here, and we are grateful for your word of advice. So, as you rightly said, if you have any question before the HOD actually comes to address us, you could lift your hands. And,
Mr. Speaker.
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm Dr. Sapon Kuma.
All right.
Department of Finance.
That's good. So,
The
you're
HOD
welcome.
said he's in a meeting, so he has asked me to represent the department, and then he may join us later. Okay.
All right. Thank you very
Is
much.
it only finance you have for today?
Yes. Today is just for finance.
Just for finance, okay. All right, so I thought that maybe all the departments will be presenting today. So my understanding is that these are level 200 students, right?
Yes, please.
Who are not sure which course to take, or who want to be sure which course to take, right? Okay. So I'll tell you my experience, okay? So when I finished this form back in 1991, I was thinking of doing planning at KNUST. Then our results came, and one of my teachers said, with these results, you can go to the School of Administration. Have you heard about the School of Administration?
Oh, yes. That's previously known as University of Business School.
So that is how I ended up in the School of Administration. And I did accounting for the first degree. But after I did accounting, I realized that the future belongs to finance. So I had to move from accounting to do finance for my master's and for the PhD. But accounting gave me a very good foundation because accounting is very broad. And it also gives you a platform on which you can build. In fact, if you did accounting, you could do virtually everything afterwards. But in the end, you find that everybody, after doing whatever at the first degree, will have to do finance anyway. So why not start it immediately? So finance is a very interesting course or discipline. In fact, it's one of the few disciplines that gives you the opportunity to learn something new every day. Every day you can have opportunity to learn something new in finance. It's not like the other disciplines, which are basically the same things every day. So today, you've heard about the financial markets. It's one of the main things that we learn in finance. So if you go to the financial markets or you listen to the business news, you are likely to hear something new today. Tomorrow, you'll hear something new. Virtually every day, you hear something new. And so it's exciting to have students wanting to do finance. And there are good prospects also. Many of our graduates end up working in the banking sector. Because the banking sector is very stressful, but that's where the money is. So many people would like to work there to get the money. If you think that you can stand stress, fine. If you think you cannot stand stress, you can look at other options. You could be an investment analyst, working with some of the asset management firms, Data Bank, SAS, EDC, and so on. Or you could also work as a budget officer in virtually every organization. They have, especially large organizations like the University of Ghana, they have budget officers, and finance enables you to be able to carry out such responsibility. And of course, there are many other things you can do. Our department also has insurance. We offer insurance as well. The HOD is an insurance person, so when he comes in, he will tell you a lot more about insurance. But of course, the insurance industry is also a growing industry. Indeed, it's one of the industries which has the potential to grow in this country. So we expect that with time, a lot more insurance professionals will be required. Indeed, a few years ago, if you finish insurance right away, you could be sure of a job. Now things have changed a bit because of the economic situation. So generally, there are good prospects in doing finance, and very interesting subjects you can learn also. I've spoken about financial markets. Some of you, I'm sure many of you are aware of the stock exchange. Those who have made the biggest money in the world, you know where they made their money? They made it on the stock market. It doesn't mean that if you learn finance, you become rich, but if you get to understand the market, at least you can get to advise people and you can also benefit from whatever they get from the market. The financial market is a marketplace for those who have surplus money. In other words, those who earn more than they need or they can use, to give some of the money to others who earn less than they need and who have investment opportunities. So you give them money and then they invest the money, and when they get a return, they can share with you based on the formula you have agreed at the beginning. You also have opportunity to learn bank management, how banks have to be managed. How do bank managers manage the liquidity situation they face? Today, you go and put your money in the bank. By the time the bankers have gone to sleep, you are withdrawing it in their ATM. How would they know when you are coming to withdraw your money? How do they make sure that there's always money for everyone? It's a very challenging and interesting thing to do. And that's one of the things you can learn if you do finance. You also learn international finance. International finance takes you to other countries, more or less. So you learn about opportunities to invest in other countries. You may have heard about depreciation of the cedi. What implications does it have for the economy and for investors? These are also interesting matters that you can learn about. So those who are willing to do finance, you are welcome. But I also need to add that there are some risks involved in doing finance. The basic risk is that finance involves a little bit of calculation. So if your mathematics is good, that is great. You will enjoy doing finance. But if your mathematics is not so good, but you are willing to learn, you can still learn it. In fact, at the graduate level, our MBA finance is very attractive. It's probably the most attractive graduate program in the world, MBA finance, the most attractive graduate program in the whole world. And it attracts everybody. We have people doing political science and so on who have come in to do their masters in finance, and they've done very well. And so there's a little bit of calculation. But as you know, the world is controlled by business, and business involves some measure of calculation. You can't run away from it. The earlier you learn it, the better. And that reminds me again of my A-level days. I did economics, geography, and elective mathematics at the A-level. Those days, we were not even allowed to use a calculator. So if you have an idea about elective maths, doing elective maths with that calculator, you can imagine how it was like. It was the toughest course I had to do at the secondary level. But it's the subject I have benefited most from since that time. So I struggled to do elective mathematics, but I've benefited more from it than any other subject I studied at the secondary school. So it's not a good idea to try to run away from mathematics. You meet it somewhere. Okay, so if you are not scared of mathematics, you should be able to do finance. All right, so at this point, I think I will stop so that if you have questions, you may ask, okay? So that will bring out some more points that you may be interested in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sapon. Please, so if you have any questions, you can raise your hands, then I'll give you the floor to ask. If you have issues with network, you can also type it in the chat box. I'll read it out and you'll be sorted.
I'm not seeing any hands. You don't have any questions? Oh, you've made up your mind already.
I don't know. There is no shyness here. It's online.
Say again, please.
Pardon?
You were saying something.
I was like, there is no shyness here. We are online, so or if you can just type it in the chat box in case you are not consistent. Or
Okay, so maybe I'll do what I normally do in class. You don't ask questions, I'll ask. Deborah. Deborah, see you. Deborah,
Sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm trying, small. So have you decided what you want to do?
Yes.
Which one have you decided?
As in the course I'll be majoring.
yes.
Please, I want to do accounting.
I think we've lost Mr. Safwan.
Okay.
Kindly hold on. I'm sure he will reconnect soon. All right, so I see a question in the chat box. Please, what kind of mathematics topics?
Sorry,
That's fine.
it looks like there was a problem with my connection.
Yes, sir.
So, Deborah, I couldn't get what you said. Can you say it
Okay.
again?
She said she'll be majoring in accounting.
Okay, that's fine. What about Benjamin? Benjamin Ote?
Sir, please, we have a question in the chat box.
Somebody has a question.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, so the person said, please, what kind of mathematics topics does finance focus on?
Okay, it's not very complex mathematics. It's basically mathematics. Have you done business maths already? I believe you have done business maths at level 200, isn't it?
Yes.
You've done it?
Yes.
The one who has the question, okay. Who has the question, please?
Fields.
Fields, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, Fields. Okay, first, you've done business maths, right? Please
Yes,
unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone, let me talk to you.
Okay, sir, I think
it's
not online. It's not, okay.
Okay, I think it's now speaking. Yeah, you've done it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did it go for you?
Say, it was horrible.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I was a business maths TA back in 1997 when I finished my first degree. Oh, really?
It wasn't. Yes, it wasn't what I was expecting.
Okay, so what were you expecting?
Well, at least a B. But then I
But
don't know.
you tried best to study it, right?
Yeah, I tried my best. That's what I can say. I tried my best, but then I think it wasn't enough.
It wasn't going.
Yes.
What did you do for secondary school?
Business.
Oh, you did business?
Yes.
Wow, how come? Okay, so the mathematics you have is similar to the business math. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, that's the reason why you do business maths, okay?
Okay, sir.
Give you the foundation. So if it didn't go too well for you, I'm not sure what happened, but do you think that you can improve upon it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if you put your head to it, you can. I mean, you need time for it, okay?
Yeah.
You need to commit time to it, and I believe if you commit time to it, if you are able to qualify to do business, enter the business school, you must be very intelligent. I mean, the aggregate you have to get to this school is very strong, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you must be very strong. Even during our days, it was very competitive like that. So those days, if you didn't get grade 6 or 7, you couldn't get to the school of administration.
Wow.
So you must be intelligent. So it means that you only need to commit yourself and the time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then you should be fine. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
I see a question from Mami. Okay, Mami is asking how different is finance from accounting? Okay. So accounting is very broad, okay? In fact, some aspects of accounting is finance. Accounting is very broad. What the accountants do typically is to take account of the records of the company. So if you take a typical business, they will maybe produce some products and they will sell, and then people will pay them and so on. At the end of the day, they have to prepare their books. So what happens is that the accountant will have to keep the records. Who has bought what? What products did we buy? What input did we buy to produce what product? And whom did we sell it to? How much is the person owing us? How much money do we have on hand? And so on. Basically, that's what accountants do. The finance person goes beyond that. The finance person is interested in where do we get money to run this business, okay? If, for example, we are starting the business, where are we going to get money, the capital to start the business? When we start running the business and the business is growing, we will need additional money. Where can we get it from? There are different options. Should we ask the owners of the business to give us money, or should we go and borrow money? Okay, the finance person will have to deal with those issues. Now, what resources do we need? How do we plan for the future? So finance is more about planning, and then accounting will do the recording. So if you are thinking about, we are now in 2020, you should be planning for 2021, 2022, 2023, and so on. When I used to work in VRA several years ago, we had a 5-year and 10-year plans, financial plans, and those of us in finance who were the ones working on that. So the projections will be done by the finance people. When we get to 2021, the accountants will take over and record whatever actually happens. So the finance people will do the planning. What are we going to do in 2021, 2022? Where are we going to get money from? How are we going to spend it? They do the plan. When we get to 2021, what actually happens will be different, isn't it? The accountants will take over. They will record what actually happened. So you see the difference between the two? So basically, the accountants also do finance. If you do accounting, you will do quite a bit of finance as well. Because in many organizations, they are not able to employ accountants and finance officers. They will rather employ an accountant who will do all of that. Okay. So those who do finance, most of them end up in the financial institutions like the banks, the securities firms, and so on. While those who do accounting will fit into virtually every organization. So every organization needs an accountant. So that's why I said accounting is broader than finance. Okay. But I mean, I hope that's okay.
Okay, so we have.
Okay, I see another one. Okay, yeah. Mr. Speaker, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was alerting you to the new question.
Okay, why do we have only one introductory course? Is that the case?
Yes.
That's the one. Okay, and not that for other majors. That is a serious anomaly. Okay, it is not what it should be. I think those days when they were planning, the idea was that accounting is the foundation for business. As I said, every business will need accounting background. And in fact, to be able to perform your functions, even as an HR person, or as a marketing person or a finance person, you need some understanding of accounting. Okay, so that if you are asking for resources, for example, you will know what is coming into the kitty and how much can be given to you. Okay, or if you ask for something and it's not given to you, you get a good understanding of why you are not able to get what you're asking for. But ideally, all the majors should be introduced at the initial stages in level 200. So we in finance, we are revising our programs and we are going to ask for an introduction to finance in level 200, okay? Or even level 100. So that by the time you finish this level, you have a fair idea about the different areas, and then you can make a choice. Because by the time you start doing finance at level 300, you've already made your choice. And so it's an anomaly, but as it is now, that is what is there. Okay.
But I think probably the microeconomics and macroeconomics, including the business math, is a little bit um, adequate, if not sufficient, to get yourself prepared for some of the courses in finance. Because most often, a finance will dwell on time value of money, which is explicitly um, stated or worked upon at business math level. So you are not completely lost, though we don't have an introductory course for finance.
Well, yeah, Mr. Speaker, that is fine, except that there's a lot more about finance than economics and business math. So
For sure.
I believe that when people are introduced to other areas in finance, it will help them to be able to determine whether that is good enough for them or not. Otherwise, some also feel that, well, if it's all about economics, then probably I would rather not go in. But economics is only a small part of finance. Of course, it serves as a foundation, just as accounting also does. Yeah. Any more questions? Is there any possibility for an accountant to work in the banking sector under normal circumstances? Yes, accountants can work everywhere, everywhere. Of course, in the banking sector, you need accountants to record the books and prepare the financial statements. So you can be in that section. In fact, if you also want to be in banking operations, it's possible. Once you have accounting background, you can work there. But a lot of the things the finance do, accounting people also do. I hope that answers your question. First, okay. Any more? Yeah, so if you like, finance is, you can think of finance as a subset of accounting, but when you branch into that subset, you get to learn a lot more things that accountants don't learn. So accounting has an aspect called finance. If you go into accounting, you basically will do management accounting, financial accounting, auditing, taxation, and then financial management, okay? Those are the things you normally do. And so you heard one of them is financial management, which is finance. But finance is more than financial management. It's the foundation for, financial management is the foundation for finance. So some aspect of finance is taken up in accounting. Yeah. So, okay, in that case, what upper hand does finance have over accounting? Well, at the undergraduate level, I wouldn't say finance has an upper hand over accounting. But when you go beyond the graduate level, when you go beyond undergraduate, okay, when you become a manager, you will need finance more than accounting, okay? But when you are a beginner, yes, you can do either finance or accounting. And that will place you in an organization or in a place that you would like to work in. But when you go beyond that, you get into the managerial level, you will need finance more than accounting. In fact, all the accountants, they are learning finance now. Once they become managers, you have to learn finance. So you can decide to learn the finance right away at the undergraduate, so that when in future you become a manager, you already have the knowledge in finance, okay? Okay, so the professional course for banking, in Ghana, we have the Chartered Institute of Bankers, and then we have the international one as well. Now, that program also has courses that are similar to what we do here in the business school. So after you finish the finance, you can go into that professional program. In the banking sector in Ghana, it is not very strongly recognized. For some reason, we are yet to find out from the bankers. Some bankers have it, but they don't seem to insist on it so much. Once you have the basic first degree in banking and finance, they will normally train you to suit their purpose. Okay, but that option is there. The Chartered Institute of Bankers is there, which makes you a professional banker actually. Okay. Can you do HR at the undergraduate level and do finance later? Sure. You can do finance. You can do everything at undergraduate and do finance later. Okay, at the graduate level, we accept everybody. You can do music and then come and do a graduate program in finance, okay? You can do engineering. We have had engineers coming to do finance. We have people from the medical school, people who have done medicine coming to do finance. Everybody. Okay, so let me see. And what is the disadvantage for someone who uses this approach? Okay, so the disadvantage is that if you do HR first and you come to do finance later, it means now you are going to now learn the basics of finance. And so you need to work a bit harder to catch up. But those who did finance, they'll be familiar with most of the things. So it will be very straightforward. Then we have a question from BA students. You are given a particular business course. Is there a possibility for one to change or divert to another business course? Sorry, I'm not sure about this. This one you have to ask the administrators maybe. Because you are given, if you are given, let's say, finance, and finance, I'm sure will have, I think each department, if I remember correctly, each department has a quota, okay, that they gave. Each department has a quota that they gave for the admissions. And so if you are moving from one to another, the quota may create a problem. But what I would advise is that you probably have to contact the department you are interested in, okay? So that if they will be willing to admit you, I think that should be possible. But you need to contact the department. Okay, with respect, Ms. Grace's question, are you talking about the master's program in MBA in finance after, let's say, major in accounting? Yes, basically that's what I'm talking about, MBA in finance. But we also have some other finance courses that you can do. We also have MSc in development finance, okay? You can also do accounting or marketing and come and do MSc in development finance or the MBA in finance, okay? In fact, if you do accounting, you can even do MPhil in finance as well, okay? Yeah. So the basic program is the MBA finance, but you can do development finance as well. Okay, any more?
Any more questions?
Okay. You seem to be okay with what you want to do now, right? Angel. Okay, let me talk to Michael. Michael,
Sir.
Yeah, so have you decided what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Accounting.
Accounting, are you sure?
Yes, please.
Okay. The accounting people are not threatening you.
No, sir.
Okay, when we came in, we wanted to do accounting, they were threatening us. But I said, well, I came to this school to do accounting, so I won't allow anybody to threaten me. This is what I want to do.
I did business in senior high school.
So you have some accounting background?
Yes, please.
Okay, I didn't have any accounting background, yes, but I still did it anyway. Okay, so that's fine. Somebody's asking a question. I heard City Campus students don't get to do banking and finance. That's not true. They do banking and finance, okay? I've taught in City Campus before. They do banking and finance. We have banking and finance students. In fact, I just finished entering results for banking and finance students in the City Campus, International Finance, last week or so, okay? Even though I didn't teach the course, but my colleague who taught it gave it to me. So City Campus, they do banking and finance. Any more? Angel? Angel? Is it Angel Gabriel or which one? Michael? Benjamin Notte?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
doing good. So okay, I've also had a passion for doing finance,
Okay.
going the extra, probably maybe MBA or something. But
Okay.
growing up, I've always loved these investment stuffs, things that
Okay.
has to do with bonds, this complex finance stuff.
Okay.
I needed something like a guidance on the path I'm supposed to follow in
Okay.
order to get there. But
Okay.
here lies the case. I'm getting information that what you do right now really doesn't matter, and it only has to do with professional course. So all has to do with maybe your CFE,
Yeah. Yeah.
other courses like little
Mm.
courses you do. But
The
what you do right
GSE,
now
yeah, the stock
doesn't
exchange
matter, even
courses.
if you
Yeah.
are not in a business field.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, it's possible. But if you're in a business for, let's say you do finance, then it gives you the foundation. Do you get it? If you are going to do CFA, for example,
All right.
if you have done investments, it gives you the foundation. Okay, that's it. Do we have
All right.
somebody else? Yabua, Ebenezer, Yabua,
Yes, sir.
you were asking something. Were you asking a question, please?
No, sir.
Okay, I think there was some noise from your side.
Oh, okay, sir.
If one is major, is there any advice you will give concerning the selection of minor course just to better grades? This is an interesting question. Okay, so first, I wouldn't advise that you do a course just because you want to better your grades, because at the end of the day, the courses you do may not make so much difference to the grade. And whatever grade you get, you may get some work to do anyway. You should do what will be most beneficial to you, okay? So if you are doing finance, you want to ask yourself, what do I want to do in the future? What work do I want to do, okay? So first, what work do you want to do? Lionel, I'll come to you, okay? Is that Lionel Messi we know, the footballer? First, so what work do you want to do?
Sir, please, I want to charter an accounting.
Accounting.
Yes.
Okay. So then why you shouldn't be worrying about which course to minor in. So if you want to charter in accounting, it means you want to do accounting, right?
Yes.
You want
Yes,
to do
sir.
accounting first degree.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then finance is the closest cousin to accounting. Okay. It's the first cousin to accounting.
Okay, sir.
Do you get it?
Yes.
So it's the finance courses you should take. That will benefit you in the future, okay,
Okay, sir.
with your accounting profession. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, sir.
Even though marketing may be easier for you to get a better grade, but it may not help you so much, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
The
Thank
knowledge
you.
you get may not be so helpful like finance. Okay, I saw Lionel Messi. Is that a footballer? He's gone off now. Okay, any more? Any more questions? Adam. Adam. Okay, I see a question here. Kojo, is it true that when you do accounting, you cannot minor in another course? No. Well, I mean, if you do accounting as a BSc student, yes, most of the courses you will do will be accounting, but you have some electives which allows you to do a few finance courses as well. Okay. I don't know if you're a BA student though, but even if you're a BA student, you still have some other courses to do. But you have a few electives. If you look at the handbook, there are a few electives you can do in finance and so on. Okay. Who else? Adam. Adam, are you there? Okay. Let me go to Edna. Edna.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm trying. Is your mind made up yet?
Yes, of course.
Which one?
I would like to do accounting.
Accounting.
Yes, please.
Accounting is very popular. A lot of people here want to do accounting. I hope you people will not be crying later that you regretted doing accounting. I've heard some before. I've
We
heard
hope
some
so.
people come to us later and say, "Oh, we want to change to finance." We won't take you. So okay, so you want to make up your mind. That's fine. As I said, I did accounting first degree, so that's fine. Okay, I see a question here, Emmanuel. Between majoring in accounting and doing masters in finance later and doing vice versa, which option is best? Okay, this is a tricky one for me. Okay, so if you do finance at the beginning, it will be difficult for you to do accounting later. A little difficult, okay? But if you do finance accounting at the beginning, it will be a little easier to do finance later. That's what I would say. Iman, I hope you're okay with that. If you do finance at the beginning, at the first degree, you can't do accounting at your master's, but you can do the professional accounting, okay? But if you do accounting at the first degree, you can easily do finance at the second degree. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kojo, yeah, you are a BSc admin student. Okay. So you were asking about minoring in some courses, right? Yes, you can minor in a few courses like finance. What are some of courses you can minor when you are doing accounting as first degree? Okay. So do you have a copy of the handbook? If you do, I think that if you look at the accounting section, the options that are there are stated. So of course, level 300, you don't have much choice, but you have, for first semester, for example, you will do investment fundamentals. If you do accounting, first semester, you have to do investment fundamental, which is a finance course. And then you also have an elective, okay? You have a free elective, which allows you to take courses from any department. Okay, the free electives are specified. You can do bank management, which is also a finance course, okay? Or you can do public finance, which is for public administration. And then in the second semester, you have to do monetary theory. In fact, it's compulsory. It's a finance course. Monetary theory is a finance course. And then you have the option to do financial markets, which is also a finance course. So essentially, if you are doing accounting, the electives you have at level 400 are basically finance electives. Okay, and that's not surprising because finance is your closest cousin. Of course, in the level 300, you have the option to do some marketing courses there as electives. Okay. All right, let's see what else we have. So Freeman, I hope you got, oh, sorry, is it Freeman? Yeah, Freeman, I hope you got the answer. Okay, somebody is asking about minor courses and banking and finance. Minor courses include public finance, fundamentals of entrepreneurship, which is a marketing course. Public finance is a public finance course, public administration course. And then you have fundamentals of entrepreneurship, as I mentioned earlier on. There aren't too many options for you if you are doing finance. You can do a few marketing courses, but at level 300, you don't have much choice. You have to do most of the core courses. Then you have one elective, but that elective, you can do it anywhere you like, HR or marketing, okay? And of course, depending on what you want to do, marketing may be helpful for you. Okay, any advice on which professional courses are suitable for those who want to work in the investment sector? Yes, if you want to work in the investment sector, the professional course you have to do is the CFA, basically. Okay, it's the most widely recognized course you can do there. Then the Ghana Stock Exchange also has some practical courses, which are also very helpful. Now, if you want to be a public policy analyst or political analyst, what major will be the best? Okay. So if I'm wondering why you came to the business school, okay, your best option here now will be public administration because you're already in the business school. Okay. Yeah. So your best option will be public administration for a public policy analyst. Can someone with no background for elective maths do finance? Yes, you can do finance. You only need to commit yourself to learn the mathematics. Okay, you can do it. Okay, any more questions? Do you have any more questions, please, the speaker?
Personally, I don't have any question, but I think I've learned a lot myself, and also concerning the prospect of finance. I did general arts in SHS, yet I was
Okay.
able to maneuver my way through all the finance and mathematics. I don't think it's a big deal if you are just committed and determined.
Sure.
You'll be good to go.
Sure.
And I chose my field letters from the accounting department as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's very good. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's not much of a big deal. Just have to be determined.
Sure.
And you'll be
That's
fine.
fine.
Okay.
You can do electives like auditing and so on from
Yes.
accounting. Yeah.
And financial reporting.
Okay, that's if you are confident enough. Sure. That's fine. Okay, so good. Somebody has provided a link to the humanities handbook. Great, Ebenezer, thank you. So you can look at the options. So it's good that you try to be familiar with the handbook so that you know what are the electives available to you, depending on which option you chose. Okay, yeah. So the mathematics in finance is not too, strange. You don't need to be afraid of it. I remember some years ago, we were doing interviews for MBA finance, and somebody came and I asked her, if you multiply 18 by 3, what do you get? Okay. She said she was confused. She wasn't expecting a question like that. If you multiply 18 by 3, what do you get? Do you need a calculator to calculate that? Somebody said 36. Do you know the answer?
Yes, sir.
What's the answer?
54%.
Okay. So somebody who cannot calculate this without calculator, do you think you can do finance? Yeah, so we wouldn't admit somebody like that. But you can commit yourself and you can learn finance, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so
Yes, so in the absence of, okay, I think someone has a question.
BSc, okay, you are doing finance and Swahili. Oh, it can be found in the handbook. So that's your option. Difficult for you to know your electives, really. Okay, sorry, I haven't checked that one yet. But how come? Well, you probably might be looking at the wrong handbook, I guess. Is it a handbook for the humanities? BA admin. Page. Okay, what I have, I think that one is on page 20, from page 28 to 71 of the handbook I have has that. So you said you are doing finance and Swahili. Okay, let me look at the finance and Swahili. So I see accounting, economics, finance and mathematics, finance and economics, finance and information studies. Oh, okay. Now I see what you mean. But, okay.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, please.
Look, actually, for this finance and Swahili, it's a new combination. So it's
Okay,
like
that
the
must
time that
explain it.
the like handbook was like prepared. That was 2017. So it wasn't involved. It
Okay.
wasn't added to it. So
Thank you for that information. Yeah. So that would be a challenge. Eh? So, but to get an idea, you could look at the finance and then
Info studies.
the other language,
That's what,
that was they were doing previously. Sorry, you were saying something.
Actually, finance and Swahili and other languages was
They were all new.
added
They are all
to.
new.
Yeah. They are all presented in the 2019 batch, so they are all new courses actually.
Okay. Well, for the finance aspect, in level 400, you do basically investment, bank management, banking operations, or company law. Okay. Yeah. That is the aspect for finance. Then you do the other for the language. Okay. Which I'm not sure about. In level 200, you have to do business policy, you do financial markets, and you have to do international finance and banking. Okay. So if you are doing BA, you don't have much choice. I mean, what you do is basically prescribed for you. Is that okay? The one who is asking the question. Okay, so somebody said, I'm doing accounting and information studies, but my options aren't available as well. Are you sure? Not as well, accounting and information studies. Accounting and information studies is not available in the handbook.
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. For like me to like answer that question, it was a problem that we are actually trying to handle at the moment.
Okay.
But per the advice from the dean and the school of social sciences, we were advised that we should consult each department, that is, let's say, accounting and info studies. So we'll contact info studies department and consult them on which actual course the like students should do. So it's something that I in particular I'm still working out on. So there will be feedback in no time actually.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. But as I mentioned, if you are doing BA and you are combining finance with any other course, you don't have much choice. What you have to do in finance is basically prescribed. And I think I just mentioned those courses: financial markets, international finance and banking, business policy, and so on. Those are the courses you have to do with respect to the finance option. Okay. All right, so I see, can someone with no background in accounting major in accounting in the university? Yes, you can do that. I told you I didn't have a background in accounting, but I majored in accounting. So yes, that's possible. But accounting is a bit challenging, so you need to be up to it. Okay. All right. I think when accounting people meet you, they will tell you more about it. I moved away from accounting. I'm now in finance.
So sir, please quickly for introductory purposes, Jerry John Mensah is the Bible and BA coordinator. So the office is actually a special arm of the BHACL to address the BA students because they have more issues as compared to BSc. We have a straight line, whilst they have a lot of issues. So Jerry John Mensah is actually the BA coordinator. So he's in charge with everything that concerns BA students. It's a new special arm of the BHACL we set up in order to address the concerns of BA students in particular.
Okay, so I can leave you, right?
Right.
Yes, please.
Okay, but okay, thank you. But I think there are a couple of questions if I can try to attempt them.
All right, same. Yeah,
okay. So one of them says, which options are available for someone who offered home economics with biology at SHS? Okay, so the person is here now, isn't it? Okay, so you can do any of the admin courses. You can do finance if you did home economics and biology. You can do, I did biology at O level. Okay, I did science at O level actually. I did physics, maths, biology, and chemistry. Then I went to sixth form to do arts, and I came to the university to do business. Okay, so it's possible to do any of the admin courses. Somebody is asking about public admin. Can you tell us about public admin? Okay, I'm sure you will meet the public admin people. Mr. Speaker, is that the case?
Yes, within the week, they would also have the
You meet them so
opportunity
they
to.
can tell you about it. What should be majorly if you want to be an entrepreneur in future? Well, entrepreneur belongs to marketing.
Marketing.
Okay. Yeah, but there's also entrepreneurial finance. You need some finance knowledge, but the seat is in marketing. Okay, then what else? Is accounting more challenging than finance? Yes. At the undergraduate level, yes. But at the graduate level, no. Okay, so the basics, yes. Which other one? Can I major accounting and CFA simultaneously? Sure, you can do that. Except that you have to learn a lot more new things in CFA, which are not covered in accounting. Okay, so I think my questions are finished now. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Sapon. We are very grateful, and we, on behalf of the BHAC, we are actually honored to have you here to actually enlighten us on everything that pertains to financing. Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to address us on our invitation.
All right, thank you too.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, bye.
All right, so please, for subsequent questions, you can contact Jerry John, who is the BA coordinator. So you have issues specifically concerning your BA majors and combinations and courses and anything that relates to it. You can contact Jerry John, and he has his number in the chat box, 054 027 4924. And if you have questions pertaining to finance too, you can also contact me on 055 356 7602. We are grateful for your time. I don't know if someone can actually give me a feedback if he or she learned something or the program was useful to him or her. You can just unmute yourself and give us some feedback as to whether you learned something today or the program was useful. Anyone? Shelly. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Shelly. Shelly, can you kindly give us a feedback as to whether the program was useful or not? Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah, Shelly. How did you see the symposium? How did you see the symposium? Was it useful? Was it educative? Was it informative?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
I think your network is not the best, but I'm sure you meant to say you were. Should I say you were blessed? Hello, Lionel Messi. Yeah, you can unmute yourself if you raise up your hand. All right, so on our screen we can see the programs or the various departments for the week. So today was finance, and we've done that exhaustively. And tomorrow we have accounting the same time, 10 a.m. and through the same link. So those of us who want more enlightenment on the accounting major, see same time tomorrow, we would have Dr. Samuel Nanaya Simpson and the HOD for accounting to be with us to actually educate us. And also we would have the BHACR Nevesa Otina Babio, who is the head of PRO of the Business House Junior Common, to actually chair the meeting and moderate us. So in the absence of any further questions, I want to say thank you very much for your time. I'm grateful, and I'm sure some of us are, at least majority of us have become majority of us have made decisions as to whether to opt for finance or not. So please, tomorrow same time, we have the accounting section. Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
You're welcome. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, appreciate.